In this video, we're going to cover how to play saxophone romantically. What are those devices that people are using to really drive that emotion? Here's a riddle. What good are the keys to the castle if you don't know how to open doors? So, as an analogy, opening doors is really understanding how to use these devices when it's appropriate. All right, so let's cover that. If there's one thing I want you guys to leave here with, it's this idea of rhythmic and melodic motif building. Da 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 da. You can take that one thing and just build on it. In fact, let me just sing a little bit of something and then you'll hear what I'm doing. So you got da 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 da, bow, like a fall. Da 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 da, bow, bow. Ba da da da, bow, ba ba bow. And one of the songs that I think best exemplifies a melodic rhythmic phrase that has a motif to it is Songbird. Right now I'm going to sing it badly so I don't get flagged, but ba da 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 is basically the rhythmic motif over this really simplistic melody. The whole song mostly is just two chords. So there you go. Playing the melody is a great way to get your audience emotionally invested in what it is that you're doing because they know it. It's familiar to them. And here's what you can do with that rhythmic and melodic motif development. In your interpretation of the melody, start throwing those little things in. Just have 2 or 3 of them. Keep it simple. So that way, when you start to solo, you can start with the melody, break into those little motifs that you already established, and then you can build your solo off of those rhythmic and melodic motifs, those little phrases. And it sounds to the listener like you're still playing the melody. They stay emotionally involved, emotionally invested in what it is that you're doing. I want to give you guys the core devices that you can use, and then the other stuff pretty much evolves out of using those. Absolutely coming in at number 1 is dynamics. Without a doubt, nothing will tell your story better than creative use of dynamics. Playing soft, really loud with one note, back to soft again. You want to make sure that you are having this kind of communication with your rhythm section, and they can anticipate when you start doing these types of random dynamic changes or when you're trying to build an entire phrase into a very loud dynamic event later on in the telling of your story. All right, vibrato is really important. More important than the size of the vibrato is the speed of the vibrato. Fast vibrato usually means something more energetic and dynamic, where slower vibrato keeps it romantic. Oh yeah. In conjunction with that motif building is repetition. Repetition is the heart of motif building. Repetition and the evolution of that little repeated phrase. Now, do yourself a favor and get yourself a wireless microphone and walk the floor. I used to do this all the time. We had certain songs that were just mine that I would play where I would just walk the floor. One was Stevie Wonder, I Wish. I used to love doing that. I'd take my solo last, everybody would bring it down, and I would have snuck to the back of the theater, and then I'd just come in and just start walking in between people. This is one of the most effective ways of just drawing people in. It's like, oh, he's right here now. He's not up on his high horse, up on this pedestal. He came down where the people live. You know what I'm saying? And then working your way through them, building up those phrases, and working your way back on stage with the rest of the band. And you got it, man. Tell any kind of story you want. Okay, let's get to some playing. Now, in the recording that I just did, I didn't really establish a melody, but I'm just sticking to these types of devices that you can use simplistically to build up emotional relevance to your playing, because that's what it's all about, getting people emotionally invested. Then it doesn't matter if it's romantic saxophone, blues, rock, whatever, it doesn't matter. So those tools are very effective at drawing in your audience. And believe me when I tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, it was hard to keep it simple on that groove. I was like, oh, man, this is dope. What I want you to do is some homework, but it's going to be fun homework. There's a recording. It's kind of the recording of Georgia, and it's done by Gerald Albright live at Birdland West. Just focus on how he's playing the melody. And after all these years, it's still one of my absolute favorite recordings. So I don't know what else to tell you except keep it real. Okay, I'm going to keep doing videos like this. I want to thank you guys a lot for supporting my channel. It's come a long way, especially since now there's so much stuff going on. But I'm going to keep doing videos like this. So thanks for tuning in. See ya.